With us today, we have Stelsel. He is the product owner for Draiochta, the man that is ultimately responsible to make sure that the game comes up correctly. What do you think is funny?
Trust me with this.
Mo, how did you get started with Draiochta?
My good friend Gary had offered, have spend some time with him, and he offered to show me a new role-playing game that him and his friends were working on. So I figured I already had set the plans aside to just kind of chill that day. So I figured, what the heck, go try it out. I really liked it, but I saw that they were missing some monsters in there. They really didn't have anything on that nature. So I pulled together some of my resources because I've always been in role-playing, and I've always liked creating my own aspect to it. So I had created quite a few monsters just for like Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games. And I thought I might be able to bring some to the table for this here. So I offered that, and they liked what I had to bring. So here I am on the team now.
So you brought a bunch of monsters to the mix?
Yeah.
This little birdie told me that you pretty much designed entirely almost every monster in the Total Monstrosites.
I had a hand in making most of them, yes.
What do you do currently for Draiochta?
I make sure that everything's delegated the way it should be, where it should be. So we get our big tasks of this is the book that we need next, and I take the big book and I make sure it's broken down into smaller parts so that the team as a whole can work on each individual goal at a time rather than the one giant thing next.
What's your favorite part about working for Draiochta?
My favorite part about working for the company is the camaraderie that's here. It's all sorts of fun. You'd never a dull day at the office, to be honest. It's work, but I don't see it as work. It's more of fun.
What kind of fun do you guys have in your day-to-day operation?
Well, occasionally, we'll have 2 or 3 hour dev jam where we're just working on stuff, and then it's nice. Sometimes someone will break out the Nerf guns. That happens sometimes. It's just a nice release, and you don't see that in a normal office environment. We do have our little breaks here and there to get our mind back at ease before we start hammering down more stuff.
So you're saying that you guys mix a little bit of fun in with the work just to make sure that you never get to a kind of like a stifle point?
Yeah, there's never really a stagnation. You start to feel that atmosphere around it. Usually somebody breaks it with something, just a short 15, 20-minute little blurb or stuff like that. It's like, in point.
Excellent. Well, it seems like it would make a rather fun work environment.
It is.
What's your favorite part of the game for Draiochta?
My favorite part of the game is the crafting system. The open world idea of being able to craft anything that your imagination can conceive. Gnomes and their tinkering ability is probably my favorite part of the game, just because I could design anything using steam power for the game. As long as it makes sense, it's doable. It works.
Really? So I could build like a tank?
Require a lot of resources to do so, but yeah, the potential is there.
What about like a mechanized suit of armor?
Been done before.
Been done before?
Yeah, we had a gnome that designed himself a harpoon gun and had all sorts of on one arm and all sorts of attachments throughout his entire mech suit that he was tromping around in.
Oh, excellent. Has anybody tried to make a tank or like a big bazooka or anything like that? Or?
Oh, we've had some blunderbuss creations, and in one of our modules towards the end, there is me and a few of the other devs came together and designed our own little tank idea for an end boss for one of the modules. So.
And which module is that one?
That would be the second module that's coming out for Atlas.
That's the Atlas module?
Yep.
Excellent. What expansion are you the most excited for?
I'm going to be really excited for, I'm kind of excited for the crafting and tinkering one, but the arms and equipment that will be coming out, our version of the arms and equipment, is going to be a little bit more on the customizing your weapon aspect. Whereas with the crafting one, yeah, you can craft your specific weapons and stuff, but with the next one, with the arms and equipment, you're going to be able to take what you already have, not only make it better, but give it zeal, appearance-wise, too.
Oh, so the aesthetics, or is this actually going to increase the weapon?
Both aesthetics and making it better.
Oh. Tell us a little bit about Drafted role-playing.
Draiochta, the role playing game, is it's a entirely different breed of role playing game. You have your D&D and everything. Every role playing game is pretty much stemmed off of that to some level, and they all come from that same core rules. With Draiochta, it's completely different. Built from the ground up with a different style of rules, a different gameplay mechanics to it, so it makes it an entirely different experience from your normal role playing there. And I honestly believe that it is a better role playing experience.
Why do you say it's a better?
It is a fantasy setting, but there are certain levels to gameplay that make it better to play when it's more realistic. And I think Draiochta is that perfect balance of it's realistic in your defensive mechanisms with a shield to dodge, whereas other role-playing games, yeah, you have a shield, but all it does is give you a little bit more to your armor. You can't actually use your shield; it's just there. With Draiochta, your shield is not only there, you use it, you're able to block multiple enemies in front of you. Although if you got anybody behind you, you're kind of in a pickle. But it brings a sense of realism to the tabletop role-playing game, which other role-playing games don't necessarily do as well as Draiochta does.
If you could say anything to the new Draiochta players that are out there, or players that will be soon, what would you say to them?
Send me your creations. I want to see the most wackiest gnome inventions you could possibly devise.
Where would they send that to?
info@draiochtalabs.org.
Okay. And wacky inventions are like the blunderbuss thing and
anything and everything.
Okay. And if do you have any shout-outs that you'd like to give to anybody out there?
The team. Without the team they here with Jay, Sean, Kelsey, Gary. Without them, without the core cast, without the core, we really would not have gotten where we are today. I also want to thank Emil and our playtesters that came through too.
Okay.